guys, we got to talk about the twins. I know somebody did this to these twins, and we want justice. We got to have justice because you know why? The news and the whole these people was trying to convince us that these college boys, these twins that was headed off to college, they had bright futures, that was doing a clothing line. All of a sudden, they missed their flight to Boston, and then they want to take themselves out the earth. They want to go 90 miles from where they stay. Don't know nothing about 90 miles up in Nobel Mountain, a sundown town where they don't like people that look like them. Come on now. Come on now. We need to find out what's really going on. Then another thing that should have ticked y'all off, they said their car was in that park. Now, how did that car get in that park when they said that park is locked? That mountain was locked. You got to be somebody special or somebody working in the mountains to have the key to unlock that gate to get inside those mountains. They said they found those twin boys, each one with a pile in their head, and they was gone. Bull crap. Bull crap. Something ain't right with this, y'all. Something ain't right. And guess what? They got new video footage that proved that these twins, they were not trying to take themselves out of here, baby. Okay? They got the video footage at Shell's gas station. And it's sad. Where are the video footages of the highway? I want to see the video footages of the highway where we can see the car and who is in their car. And then, okay, you may say, well, why didn't they make it there at the Boston, at the airport? They said because the Uber, who I want to know who that Uber driver is too. We need to find out who in the hell is that Uber driver. That Uber driver got those twins there late. Did y'all know that? Got them there late. So they missed their flight. So then I'm assuming, okay, did they pick another Uber driver? Did somebody come pick them up at the airport? How did they get back to their car? Their car was at their house, I'm assuming, right? So, okay, an Uber driver dropped them off. So maybe it wasn't that Uber driver, but maybe it was. I don't know. So they got late. So I don't know. Okay, how do we know the Uber driver didn't purposely get them late? Did y'all talk to the Uber driver? Huh? Did y'all talk to the damn Uber driver? Who is the damn? I want to know who this damn Uber driver. I want to know with the Uber driver. Did you hear the boys having conversation? I want to know who's the Uber driver connected to. And then 1 or 2, the Uber driver that dropped them off at the airport. Now, did you guys take those boys to their home, or did you just drop them off at the airport and you went on your merry way? Did the twins call another Uber? Okay, how did that process work? Did they go to the airport and they was like, man, we late. We ain't gonna make it. Can you just take us back? And the Uber say, don't worry, I'll take you. Did that happen like that? Or did they actually get out and try to make the flight and they told them, you know what, we're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. But I've been late to a lot of flights. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I am late to a lot of flights. And you know what happens with me? I get there. I go to the counter and they say, yeah, you're going to miss your flight. And they say, well, what we can do, we can rebook you for the next flight out. Okay. So their flight seems to be earlier. Wasn't they flight early that day? So usually you'll rebook while you're there. Did they rebook? Why didn't they rebook? Hell, you still going to go to Boston. You just going to get rebooked. Have you guys ever was late to a flight? Press 1 if you were late to a flight. When you were late to the flight, didn't they just rebook you there? I mean, you there already, so they will rebook you there. But I don't know, in this case, did they get rebooked? It seemed like that Uber, they was late to their flight and everything just became a mystery. So I'm looking here. Why did they want these young boys? Why do they want the young boys? You know why? To do a sacrifice. They need to do sacrifices to Keisha. If you know the history of this country, you know it's a lot of black blood in this country. Don't y'all know that? Press one if you know it's a lot of black blood that in this country, that's in the soil in this country. Okay. And that's how they make America great again. Okay. On the backs of black folks. That's how they make America great again. Okay. If it wasn't for slaves, people working and shedding their blood and sacrificing their life, okay, this country would not be. Okay. So I believe that you got the all-white community. You got all these type of communities that y'all don't know about because y'all like to sleep on other demographics that's trying to take you down. And it's sad. Y'all don't know who trying to take y'all down, do y'all? It's a whole bunch of people out here that got in these organizations that are anti-black, that's want to take you down. And y'all don't even know the name of y'all real ops. Y'all don't know nothing about your ops. Okay? And you thinking just because you mind your business, they ain't going to come knocking at your damn door. They're going to knock on your door regardless because you are the target. So you better figure out who in these groups are and the name of these groups and what they got planned for your butt. Okay? But honey, that's why they want them. I believe for a sacrifice. I mean, what else? They was not into no drugs. They was not into no other nefarious things. It was just so awkward. It was like they were hunted down and targeted, like they were like sheep. Don't you know when you're in the wild and you see a lion, they decide they get their eyes on a prey and they just hunt the prey and they do different things. Okay. And they took that car. I want to know the fingerprints on that car. The fingerprints on that car. You know, I got so many questions, but I got to play this video footage too. I want y'all to see this video footage, but I got so many questions. Here is the video footage right here that just came out on the news. Check this out.
Tonight, weeks after the mysterious deaths of twin brothers from Gwinnett County, family says they have seen new surveillance video that changes everything.
So the video shows 19-year-old Kadeer and Nazer Lewis alive just hours before their bodies were found. The GBI says a hiker discovered the twins at the top of Bell Mountain in Hiawassee, nearly 90 miles from their Lawrenceville home. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn has been following this case very closely. He's joining us now live from the Lawrenceville gas station where a surveillance camera captured some of the brothers' final moments. Cody?
Jennifer and Ron, the GBI originally came out believing this was a murder-suicide, but the family has never believed that. It's now been 52 days since the twins were found. And tonight, this video capturing the twins here behind me is fueling even more questions for this family.
Nothing adds up. Nothing makes sense. You know, I'm even more clueless now.
Samira Bronner and her twin sister Sabria are aunts to Kadeer and Nazer Lewis. They say the brothers appear in surveillance video at this Shell gas station in Lawrenceville on Friday night, March 7th.
At night at 10:30 p.m.
The station sits on Hurricane Shoals Road near Collins Road, just 9 minutes from the family's home.
They pretty much walked inside the gas station, walked out.
Nothing in the video appeared to stand out.
Drinking water, eating snacks, and dressed how they would normally dress.
But 12 hours later, their bodies are found on Bell Mountain, shot. The mountain is nearly 90 miles away.
They were seen here alive at 10. So how did they end up in the mountain?
The family says the twins weren't hikers.
And it's super dark out there. They're not familiar with the roads out there.
And they shouldn't have been in Georgia. The brothers had a flight booked to Boston early that same morning.
But the Uber driver got them there late, so they missed their flight.
Their plane tickets were still in their wallets. What was meant to be a quick trip to visit friends ended with a deadly detour to a remote mountaintop.
I want to know exactly what happened to them. one thing I know for sure, that they did not do nothing to themselves.
The GBI confirming tonight the twins' vehicle was found inside the gates at Bell Mountain. As we've previously reported, those gates are locked at dusk and not reopened, which means they were locked until 8 a.m. And again, the twins were seen here at 10:30 the night before, and their bodies were found at 11 a.m. the next day.
All right, Cody, and hopefully the family gets the answers they truly deserve. Thank you.
Woo-wee. 11 a.m. in the morning, their bodies were found. And they are saying that they took themselves out of here. You know that is bogus and bull crap. You know that's bogus and bull crap. Did y'all hear what they just said? Wow. 11 o'clock in the morning, they were found unalive at Bell Mountain, 90 miles away from where they say. That's a long time in a sundown town. Early that morning, early that morning, they were supposed to be going to Boston. The Uber made them late. Okay. And all of a sudden, they ended up in their car. See, this shit is crazy. What is going on right here? And like I said before, I have missed flights. When you go to the flight, I don't believe that these twins were ever down there at the flight. I want to see the Uber mileage. I want to see when the Uber picked them up from their house, and I want to see the mile dash, and I wanted to add up to that Uber going to that damn airport. I don't believe that Uber went to that damn airport. If you went to that damn airport early that morning, you're going to want to get a new ticket because you want to rebook your flight, especially it's in the morning, because they have more flights that's going to come later on that day. So you're going to be standby for the next flight. I know flights. I have been late to so many. Y'all know I'm late for a whole bunch of stuff. You know I've been late for a flight. And that's the protocol. When you're there early in the morning, they're going to give you a standby. And you just stay there and you just probably wait for a couple of hours to the next flight. It's just simple as that. Press 2 if I'm right. Hell. So they didn't do that. And they still have their tickets from the original flight. To me, I will question if that Uber really, how did they know the Uber was late? Did the Uber people tell them? I would think that somebody called. How did they know? How did they know the Uber was late? Did they get a text from these boys that say, hey, my Uber is late, so we missed the flight? I want to know, how do they know that the Uber was late? Because if somebody texts them or the son called them, hey, the Uber is late, I would think that's somebody putting a pow telling them to say that shit. Okay. But early in the morning. So if they was found at 11 a.m. That morning, and that early, they must have had a flight. I'm guessing the flight was probably around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. And if they mix that flight, then boom, they have to go back to Lawrenceville to get that damn car. Unless did they have to go back to Lawrenceville to get that car? See, I don't think they actually went to that. And I don't think that Uber took them to that damn airport. Okay, let's just play it. If the Uber took them to the airport, all right, so they missed the flight. So then they have to get another Uber, right? Or are they going to get that same damn Uber? See, y'all not asking the right questions. Who is the Uber? Did they get the same Uber to take them back home? Or what? Did they even go back home? Where was their car at? Y'all know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that's missing in this case now. And it's been 52 days. And it's sad that I can ask y'all questions and y'all don't know the damn answers to. Okay, thank you. They say I'm pretty. Thank you, baby. Okay, so like I said before, can y'all answer me the questions? Okay, I need the answers to the questions I just asked. Was it 2 Ubers or 1? That's my first question. Was it 1 Uber or 2 Ubers, y'all? Comment below. If somebody picked me up and they got me to the airport, okay, I'm late to my flight. I already told you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get a new flight and they're going to take that old ticket. That's just what they're going to do. And I'm just going to wait to the next flight. You know what I mean? But if they left the airport because they missed their flight, they went to an Uber there. So therefore they don't have no vehicle. So who picked them up to take them to their vehicle? Huh? Who picked their ass up to take them to the vehicle? Did they call another Uber? Huh? Did they call another Uber? All right, so you called another Uber. Let's just say, I don't know. Call another Uber to pick them up. Now, that don't make sense to me. Why are you leaving the airport? You're going to leave later on that day? Shit, if I got to get to Boston, I'm going to get to goddamn Boston. Hell. Why are we leaving the airport? Why are we leaving the airport? Why are we leaving it? Why are we leaving it? Why are we leaving the airport? It don't make no sense to leave the damn airport. They still got flights going out to Boston. I know this. And then, hell, if it's not that airline, it's so many different airlines that's going to Boston that same motherfucking day. Okay? Okay? But usually, I fly Delta. If I'm late on my Delta flight and in my Spirit flight, if I was late on my Delta Spirit flight, once I'm there at the kiosk, they will rechange me. It may be an extra fee, but hell, what's an extra fee if it's going to get me to my destination? You know, so that shit don't make sense about going to the airport and then leaving the airport. I can't wrap my head around that. Okay? I want to know, if you guys are late to the airport, are you going to stay at the airport, press 1 for the next flight going out, or press 2, you're going to leave the airport? Which one are y'all going to do? Only way I would leave the airport if my flight was going out at night and I missed the night flight and the next flight was possibly going to be like 6 to 8 hours later, then I can say, okay, I may leave the airport to get me a hotel or something, or go back to my house and come back in 8 to 6 hours. But they were booked in the morning. Okay. And I'm assuming around 5 or 6 because they were dead at 11 a.m. that the same day they were going on the flight. They missed their flight. So that'll make sense. But let's just assume. Okay. So next up is, do we call another Uber? Or do we call a friend? Or I know they ain't getting in no fucking car with no stranger. I know they ain't getting no car with no stranger. They didn't get in no car with no stranger. Right? Was there somebody there? See, this shit don't make sense. Can we get the video footage of them showing up at the airport? Don't y'all have video footages at the airport? Who coming out? Who coming out? Did they ever get out of the Uber? When they knew they were late at the airport. Huh? Okay, I'm in the Uber. I'm in the Uber. We late. Okay, we're not going to make the flight. So did the Uber turn around and say, okay, we're not going to make the flight? So because the Uber got there late? Okay, let me look at this again. They said the Uber. Let me play what she said again. Because is it possible? The Uber got to their house late? The Uber got to the house late, so therefore they missed their flight. Could that be it? Press 7 if that could be it. That the Uber got to their house so late that they end up missing their flight. So therefore they never went to the airport. Could that be it? Press 7 if that could be it. You see, things can be projected in so many. You got to be clear what y'all saying out here. All right, so let's replay this. Make sure y'all get the likes up so we can get into the algorithm when it comes to these stories. I want to play here.
Video appeared to stand out.
Drinking water, eating snacks, and dressed how they would normally dress.
But 12 hours later, their bodies are found on Bell Mountain, shot. The mountain is nearly 90 miles away.
They were seen here alive at 10. So how did they end up in the mountain?
The family says the twins weren't hikers.
And it's super dark out there. They're not familiar with the roads out there.
And they shouldn't have been in Georgia. The brothers had a flight booked to Boston early that same morning.
But the Uber driver got them there late, so they missed it.
Okay. Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? The Uber driver got them there late. So it's not going to the theory that the Uber driver showed up late. The Uber driver got them there late. Got them where? I'm assuming the airport, but she said got them there late. I'm going to play that again.
And it's super dark out there. They're not familiar with the roads out there.
And they shouldn't have been in Georgia. The brothers had a flight booked to Boston early that same morning.
But the Uber driver got them there late, so they missed their flight.
The Uber driver got them there late, so they missed their flight. I want to know, what time was the flight? She says that the roads out there were super dark. So super dark, because if their body was found at 11 a.m., that's when they were discovered. When did they actually was taken out of here? What time were they actually taken out of there that morning? They said the gates are closed. What did he say about the gates?
The GBI confirming tonight the twins' vehicle was found inside the gates at Bell Mountain. As we've previously reported, those gates are locked at dusk and not reopened, which means they were locked until 8 a.m.
All right, so he states this, which they're giving you clues without actually saying it. It's locked at 8 a.m. So they feel that this took place before 8 a.m. when it's supposed to be locked. So then I want to run this up. I want to know everybody that got the key to that park, to that Bell Mountain Park. I need a list. Everybody that got a key to that Bell Mountain Park, because one of y'all know what's going on. How in the hell was their car inside that park when that park's supposed to be closed early that morning? And that's why she said, it's dark. So clearly they allegedly was driving up there. What am I thinking? 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, 5, 6. That's when it's still dark. I don't think sunlight comes until around 7. So what time was the flight? I'm assuming the flight was what? What time was the flight? Was the flight around 5 a.m.? I mean, the earliest flight I know of is like 5 a.m. flights. Was the flight around 5 a.m.? So all this happened real fast because, okay, the 5 a.m. missed the flight allegedly, because I don't know what time that was. I've never really heard of a flight be at 3 o'clock in the morning or early. Usually flights open at 5 o'clock, right? Okay, I need some help. What time does flights open usually? What time does flights start going out? I'm assuming 5 o'clock in the morning. That's the earliest I've heard. What about you guys? What times is the earliest flight that you guys know of? Okay. So they had a car and an Uber. They are saying this. The Uber got them at the airport late, so they missed their flight, but they never told us how the boys got to their car. All we know after that is that they were found unalive at 11 a.m. and their car was inside of a park. When the park was supposed to have been closed. So they were discovered at 11 a.m. I guess autopsy report, because they still are figuring out exactly what happened. The autopsy report is still pending, but I'm assuming that The autopsy report is saying that they passed away early that morning, you know, before the gates were open. That car was in that thing before the park was open. So somebody that have access to that Bell Mountain Park knew they were coming or pushed them up in there or something, but it's some shady business that's going with this. Okay, so I want to see Gigi all confused. I'm trying to figure it out. Lisa, if you got the answers, comment. Shit. Okay, Lorraine said, why was the car in the mountain? Why was the car in the mountain? Because allegedly that's how they're trying to put it, like that's how the boys got in there, is in their car. The mom and the sisters are saying they don't know nothing about no Bell Mountain. They were not trying to take themselves out of here. And it was dark. So they're traveling up there. It had to be dark, you know, still early in the morning where it was dark. And how would they know to get there? They never been there. They don't hike. So somebody else that was hunting these boys had planted this and was hunting them down. That drove them up there. I don't know if they was inside their car and was waiting on them to get back. You know, I don't know if the Uber driver was a part, but how the hell did they get back to their car? You know what I mean? We're trying to figure this shit out. Why would they need an Uber if they're driving their car? They need an Uber to go to the airport. That is why they go to use the Uber for the airport. People don't want to drive their car to the airport because you're going to have to pay every day for that parking fee. And a lot of people don't want to pay that parking fee every day. So they get an Uber and they take it to the airport. That's why a lot of people, press 1 if you guys ever use an Uber to take you guys to the airport or to take you from the airport to your home. Plenty of people do that, Lisa, Lorraine. It's not uncommon. Plenty of people do that. Oh, I don't got no water. I'm just drinking air. Okay. No way from the Uber to their own car. Weird. Whoo, my goodness. Yes, they have to meet someone at the airport. Do you even tell him about the park where they can hang out until another plane comes? Well, Stephen, that the Bell Mountain and the airport is not close together. That is about a 90-mile rate far away. It's far. It's far. Ain't nobody going to no Bell Mountain to hang out. Do you know what Bell Mountain is? Let me put it. Ooh, I need some more water. I'm going to paint up the map because y'all crazy. Talking about them boys was hanging out at the park. They can't even hang out in the park because the park is locked. Okay, somebody had to open that goddamn gate to get them boys in that park and take them out of here and try to make it seem like they took themselves out of here, that they went up to that damn park. And I don't know who did it and what they were thinking. Hell, but clearly they did it and got away with it, right? Okay, Bell Mountain Park. Okay, and they were leaving to Atlanta Airport. Atlanta Airport. All right. All right, let's see. Let's see. Oh my God, y'all. Look at this shit right here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Oh yeah. You think you know so much. I'm going to show you. Yeah. I need y'all to look at this shit. Ooh, look at it. Look at the map, y'all. Look at this. It says 2 hours and 13 minutes from Atlanta Airport to that Bell Mountain Park. 2 hours and 13 minutes. And this person here is trying to tell me that they were meeting someone at the, yes, they had to meet someone at the airport. Do you even tell him about the park where they can hang out until the airplane comes? Stephen trying to say they went to this park and was waiting until the airplane come. Did that make sense to y'all? Press 1 if Stephen makes sense to y'all. Who driving 2 hours? Remember, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. That's 4 hours. Who's doing all that? Who's wasting all that gas? That's a lot of gas money. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. 2 hours? Whew. 2 hours. Okay. So 2 hours, this is a different the distance from the airport and where they were found dead at 11 a.m. They were discovered dead at 11 a.m., but reports feel like they passed away around 7 a.m. sometime, or 6 a.m. around that time, between 6 and 7-ish a.m. So, like I said, and then what I want to know is the flight. What time was the flight, y'all? Y'all don't have the time of the flight? We can't find out the time of the flight? Huh? What time is the flight? Like I said, if the flight is 5 o'clock and you miss your flight, what, 6, 7 a.m., you'll get there. But then if the car is in Lawrenceville, it's going to take another hour to get there. I mean, this is a lot of travel. So let's look at the airport to Lawrenceville. Y'all want to see how far is that? So Lawrenceville, Georgia to the airport. How far is that? Okay, that's 45 minutes. That's a lot. 45 minutes. 45 minutes. So if you take me to the airport and I miss my flight around 5 o'clock, I'm going to get back home around, what, 6 o'clock? And depending on if it's traffic. Well, it's Sunday. So I think Sunday morning, maybe you won't have that much traffic. So we're looking at getting back at my house, around 5:45, around 6. And then how far is Lawrenceville to the park? Let's see how far that is. To Belmont Park. Okay. All right, so that's 2 hours. All right, so let's see here. So here we go here. Let me move that one. All right, so here it is. It says an hour and 55 minutes. That's Bell Mountain Park. So, okay, I'm just assuming 5 o'clock was the airport time. Airport 5, that's a lot of travel. That is a lot of travel. 5 a.m. Missed that. So get home around 6 a.m. And then whoever they're waiting on them, somebody had to be waiting on them. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Somebody had to be waiting on them to get back and knew they was going to miss their goddamn flight. Hello. All right. So whoever was waiting on them to get back because they missed the flight, probably got the pow, told them to get in that damn car. Okay. So 6 o'clock, 7, 8. So it take them 8 hours to get there to the Bell Park. So they would have got to the Bell Park around 8 a.m., sometime around there. And they hurry up and did the pow, and then they left the scene. And then a hiker reportedly saw them at 11 a.m. that morning. So that's a lot, ain't it? Ain't that a lot? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they were flying to Boston to see friends. Well, I'm looking to see what y'all saying in here. I want to see. Okay, I said something was definitely wrong with this case from day one. I believe the Uber driver had a hand in it. Right, Jason? Why aren't we investigating the Uber driver, Jason? Why don't we know who the Uber driver is, Jason? Why ain't y'all calling Uber and figuring out who is the driver? Why ain't y'all having a conversation with the driver? The driver should want to have a conversation and say, hey, I would do anything to help somebody find out what happened to these boys. These boys, they were inspired. They was going off to colleges. They was picking what college they want to go to. They were not trying to take themselves out of here. You know what I mean? So, hell, what's the deal with that? Why can't, it's been 52 days, 52 motherfucking days. Why don't we know who the Uber is? Why are y'all protecting the Uber driver? See, that makes me think some shit is up. Why are y'all protecting the Uber driver? Where's the Uber driver? Why ain't the Uber driver come up and speak up? See, because the Uber driver is into the shit too. Because if I was an Uber driver and I knew what was going on, I would call the family. I would say, hey, you guys, I was the one that took your sons and I was late, but I didn't notice anything, or I did notice something. They did make a phone call, or I would just, if nothing happened, I just say, I was the one and I didn't notice anything, you know, because I know they want answers. And hell, if I'm the last person that saw these kids, I would tell you, hey, I was the Uber. They did get late, or they were talking about getting another Uber or something. Because when you're late at the airport, you're going to have conversation about being late at the goddamn airport. But when you're late and you're headed to the airport, don't y'all have conversation? Damn, we gonna make it on time. We ain't gonna make it on time. What we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What is the next move? Shit, you. Anytime you go into the airport, I'm looking at, every time I'm going down the highway, I'm looking at the time, looking. I'm always looking at the goddamn time. Hell, I mean, did the Uber give them a drink? Were they drinking and something poison in that damn drink? I mean, hell, did they text anytime? Can we look at their text messages? The twins' text messages. Were they talking to anybody? Was they texting anybody? Can we get the goddamn text messages? Okay. Can we get the phone call log? Who is calling them doing around this time? Hello. I want to investigate every person that was calling these twins in the week of that damn time. I want to investigate everybody that was texting them in that week, in that damn time. Something is up. Y'all not doing enough investigating for me. Okay? Hell. What was the cause of death? A pow in the head. A pow in the head. They said this. They said that one of the brothers pow the other twin brother. And then the other twin brother that was alive, that got finished taking out his brother, ended up taking his stuff out. Like, we gonna believe that shit. That's what they was telling us, girl. Okay? This is what the media painted. The media painted, and imagine these are your kids that just got accepted to all these colleges. They are honor roll students. They have a bright future. They're telling you, your child, your twin boys, they missed their Boston flight where they was going. They was excited about. Then they came home. Then they drove 2 hours to Bell Mountain, a sundown town where they don't know nobody. They don't do no hiking. And when they got there, the gates were locked. So they bust through the gates, girl. They went up on the mountain and they just said, hey, I'm going to take you out, brother. And then I'm going to take myself out. And then that's going to be the end of our story. And they closed the case. But the family said, no. Something is up. The family said, oh, hell no. Something is up, you know? So that's why we're here there. That's why we're here now. Okay. Well, honey, let me know if you guys want me to continue on this case. If you guys do, or different crime stories, press 7. I need the support, y'all. I don't know how much I can explain it. I need more support. How do you support? Besides hitting that Cash App and making it clap, liking this video, sharing this video on your Facebook, all that shit, and subscribing, telling your friends and family about me, GG with the T, honey. Okay, yeah, people call me messy, but baby, I ain't nothing but sweet. Damn near delicious. Okay, all right. So I do have another live I have to do later on tonight. It's going to be a different type of live. It's going to be a personal live with me opening up and telling my personal business on this internet. I know it ain't safe, but we ready. All right. So if you guys want to join me on that, I appreciate that. Until then, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.